All right, how are you guys doing? For this activity, I put the link for the prism and the pyramid on here, but you saw them for the previous activities. But that way you didn't have to keep flipping through the different slides. You had the links already there to help remind you how these all fold together. So that way you can see, oh, let me first zoom in. There we go. That way you can see kind of where all these dimensions are. Now, if you remember what I told you in the previous activity, that this rectangle here is congruent or the same size as this rectangle here. This rectangle here is the same size as this rectangle here. The same for these two smaller rectangles, they're the same. To find the total surface area, you need to find the area of every single rectangle. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rectangles total. Now on the bottom here, this is from your STAR reference chart, the paper that you get. This is the area section to remind you what the formula is for the area of a rectangle. Area equals base times height. And that is the same as length times width. So we know that 3.4 times 2 is going to give me the area for this shape right here. Since this shape is congruent to this shape, I can write that same number in both boxes. So I'm going to move my calculator over here, and I'm going to put 3.4 times 2 equals 6.8. So for me, what I like to do is make a little text box right here, and I'm going to put 6.8. Now that's really big, so I'm going to go over here and kind of downsize that maybe to a 6. Might be able to get an 8 out of that. I'm going to take that, copy and paste it, and then I'm going to put it over here as well to remind me that they're the same. What I do is I write my area in each box, so that way I know I found the area for that box already. Okay, so this 10 is going to be the same for all of these lines. Now the thing that I need to figure out is this 3.4, what line over here does it match up with? Well, this 3.4 line, when this folds up, will match up with this line right here. So if I really wanted to, I could just put a little text box, and I could put 3.4 and size it. So that way I know that this line right here is 3.4. I can even center that if I wanted to. And then I know that each of these inside lines right here are 10. So 3.4 times 10 is going to give me 34, because we know that if we're multiplying a number by 10, we just tack on a 0, or I just move my decimal point if I have a decimal point over to the right. So I know this is 34. And if this is 34, because this shape is congruent to this shape, I know this shape is 34. And so now I already have them all, except for these last two. So I know that this line right here matches up with this line right here, and that is 2 inches. So then this is going to be 2 inches. So if I really wanted to, I can go ahead and copy and paste this over here and put that as 2, because that matches up. 2 times 10 is 20. So just so I don't have to make another box, I'm just going to go like this, but change this to 20. And then I'm going to copy and paste this over here to be 20 as well. So now, this is my example to you. I'm going to erase this just so you can see. These numbers that I typed in, all of these numbers in these boxes, I have to add them all up together, and then I will get one of these numbers down here. Now remember, when you have a decimal point or a decimal, you need to line up your decimals. The numbers that don't have a decimal, the decimal is at the end of the number. So you need to make sure you line them all up, or type them all into your calculator, and then it will give you one of these. Then you will take whichever one it is, drag it and drop it into this spot here. You will do the same for all of these triangles, and you'll do the same for this triangular prism right here. The only difference with this middle one is you're finding the lateral surface area, which means the center one you do not need to do. You only do the outside triangles. All of these triangles, all 4 of them are congruent. They're all the same size. So since this middle one has a height of 5, this is a height of 5, that's a height of 5, and so on and so forth. They all have the same base as well, 13.6. You go down here, you look at your triangle as base times height, divide by 2. This I allowed for a workspace. In case you want to work your information out here, you can do that, or you can use a calculator, that's fine. You're going to add, once you find the areas, type it in like I did over there, make your text boxes with this thing over here, click it, drag and drop, put your answers in here, just these 3. You're only adding up 3 triangles. So you find the area of the 3 outside triangles, and then you add that number up, and you'll get the lateral surface area, because lateral is all of them except for the bases, and a pyramid only has one base. You're going to do the same for this triangular prism over here, like I did over here. You're going to find the area of all of your shapes, and then you're going to add them together to find the total surface area. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, I put your links here. You have your formula chart down here. And I hope that video helped you out just a little bit.